Hi everyone, I'm Marty Drut with the Medicine Hat Interpretive Program. We're managed by Grasslands Naturalists, and we bring you quality programming all year long. Police Point Park, an amazing place here in Medicine Hat. We're really fortunate in our area that the city set aside this land in the late 1970s as a nature preserve. And it's a unique experience because you can come down here to this park and experience nature as it was meant to be, and there's also lots of public access and public use going on. People come down to Police Point for all kinds of reasons, from fishing to bird watching, from hiking to biking, and just enjoying nature and being in the outdoors. But with all the public access and public use going on, there's a certain amount of responsibility that all of us need to undertake to make sure Police Point Park stays in a state that everyone can enjoy. So the first thing that we have to consider is keeping the park clean. Lately, when I've been going on a few walks around the park, I've noticed a bit more garbage and litter around the park than I normally see. So it's really important for people to remember when they're coming to the park that any garbage or materials that they bring with them need to go out with them, or they need to be disposed of properly in a proper garbage receptacle. Another issue concerns dogs on a leash here at the park. Police Point Park being a nature preserve, dogs are supposed to be on a leash in the core area of the park at all times. It's not only to protect the wildlife, but to protect the dog. And it also gives people who either are afraid of dogs or don't like dogs an area that they can come to and walk around and enjoy nature and feel secure that they're not going to be harassed by dogs running loose. It's also important for people to remember that they need to clean up after their dog. So make sure you bring your doggy bag along to pick up after your dog, no matter what time of year it is. Sometimes you'll see large piles of scat on the trails here in the park, and you wonder what's going on with that. Did someone not clean up after their dog? Well, look more carefully at the scat, and if you see seeds or hair in it, then that's from a wild animal, most likely from one of our resident coyotes, and it belongs here and we don't clean it up. Another thing to keep in mind is that there's lots of off-leash areas in Medicine Hat, so you don't have to go very far to get to one of those. Even right near the core area of Police Point, we have off-leash areas. So just to the north of the park before you enter the main area, and west along the river, you can let your dog off the leash. Now lastly is the issue of collecting and harvesting things here in the park. Folks, this is a nature preserve and those activities are not allowed. So it includes things like harvesting berries or collecting grasshoppers or picking flowers or even taking mementos home. All of these things, no matter how trivial, are an important part of the park's function and they need to be left here. There is one minor exception to this. When you're walking in the park during the fall and you see some berries that you might want to sample just for personal use, you're allowed to do so. But please be careful. Some berries like chokecherry are perfectly edible, but there's other berries in the park like buckthorn which look almost identical to chokecherry which are not edible. So you need to be very careful and know what you're doing. So there you go, just some simple rules and regulations that we all need to follow in order to make sure that Police Point Park stays in a beautiful natural state and is an enjoyable experience for everyone. So if you want to know more about anything natural, give us a call on the Nature Line at 403-529-6225 or come down to the Nature Center, visit us in person. We would really love to see you. The Nature Center is open all year long, Tuesday through Sunday, 9 to 5. I'm Marty Drut, and I hope to see you here in the park very soon.